everybody. So welcome back to my channel. Hopefully the noise is not too noisy. I think I kind of perfected how to film while I'm driving, which is not really that safe, but whatever. So in today's video, I thought that I would go ahead and film a little bit of a vlog. I don't really know how to explain it. Basically, I have some things to do today and I want to record it. I thought it would be so fun to kind of record. A lot of people loved my last video, which I need to make an update to because the way that things happened in the way that I explained. So, whoa, backtrack here. So my last video was basically me kind of just giving an overview of my business, what I do, how I sell things, yada yada yada. Things have completely changed since that last video. I pretty much have changed the entire way that I run my business. The thing that I was kind of hoping to film today was that I am completely changing the way that I store my inventory. So back when I was doing primarily Facebook Marketplace, like cheap graphic tees, Facebook Marketplace, I pretty much had everything in a bin, like one giant big bin that I would, or maybe two that I would kind of like sort through, and I kind of had an idea where everything was, but it wasn't perfect. Then I started getting like fancier stuff, things that I felt like needed to be hung up and not just like shoved in a bin. So I had my dad put up some racks in my little selling room upstairs. And that has worked great for a few months. But now I'm kind of realizing, you know, I've got a cat which loves to be in there and I don't love her in there. Things are starting to maybe get a little like dusty. I feel like that room gets a little dustier than normal. I'm just not loving the rack system as much as I thought I did. So I have been watching a few YouTube videos from the kind of YouTubers, Ginger Marvin. I'll probably put like a link or something to their channel. They've got a lot of subscribers. They're awesome. I love watching their what sold videos, but I particularly love their inventory system. So I've been kind of watching a few videos, seeing how things work. They've got links in their description for things that they buy. So I've gone and kind of replicated what they have there. So I'm pretty much copying a little bit of their inventory system. I have the banker boxes. I've already had, I already had the clear sort of like poly bag, so I don't have to go buy any of those. So I think I'm set up. So today, a lot of today is really going to be taking stuff off the racks, out of the bins that are like overflowing, and really getting things organized in the bins that I think would work. So I think I was talking to my dad about it. He thought it was a great idea, and he said he would help me put up some shelves for the bins. I don't know if we're doing that today. It's fine either way because I have a lot of things that I have to put in bins. I only have 6 boxes made up and like labeled, and I'm probably gonna have to do more of that. But yeah, that was a whole hodgepodge of information to say that basically in this vlog, I'm going to be completely redoing my inventory system, taking things off the racks, putting them in the bins, organizing, getting stuff in my spreadsheet correctly. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be nice. Right. So I have my cold brew, which honestly looks really dark. I would never say that I would drink coffee this dark, but that's actually really good. I really like that. So I'm gonna go upstairs, get started. That's kind of the gist. Hopefully I start looking a little bit more awake. I look extremely tired right now. I'm gonna drink my coffee. But yes, I will see you in a couple minutes. Well, in like a second for you. All right, everybody. So here is the room. As pretty and lovely as it looks, it's not working very well for me and how I like to organize things. All of this stuff, with the exception of a few items, need to be, and preferably all this stuff here as well, but it's not, they're kind of already packed away nicely, but not as nice as I would love. So it doesn't have to be all of that stuff, but I would prefer it to be. All of these things need to be packed away and put into these boxes. Right, so these are my first few sort of boxes. I have 6 boxes that I have made up and labeled. So ABC, as you can see, last night I started putting some things in here. I was hoping to get about 10 items in per box, obviously depending on the size. But that is sort of the plan. The way that I'm packing them as well is that I am trying to put the label out front. So this is like a new with tags, Hail Bob. Fortunately, I only have one of these, but Hail Bob, extra small, like I can see the sizes. But yeah, so the idea is that I have these boxes. I have 20 of them right now in total. I know that's not going to be enough. I have about 400 items, but that also includes things like hats, shoes. All this stuff here is included in that. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is focus on the racks, getting the racks in the boxes, and not really worry about these boxes for now until I get more shelf space or more boxes. So right after I finished that last clip, my dad came upstairs with all of the wood and the new tabletop surface for the room. We actually got a whiteboard surface, there you can see it there, for the table, much better than the wood that I had before. But essentially we just took all the clothing off, moved everything to the side, and my dad got busy putting all the shelves up. So we essentially decided on doing 4 shelves, which would allow me 5 spaces to put rows of boxes, which works really well and gives me so much more room than I had before. All right, so this is the current state of things. Honestly, it's like chaotic in here. We have a ginormous pile of clothes. You can really tell from this angle. There's probably like 100 things sitting here. Here is things that need to be sorted into the boxes. All this stuff is really things that need to be bagged and put into the boxes. I definitely don't have enough boxes made up. I have 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go back and buy another shelf for down here. I always have this shelf up here, but I want to leave that one for the stuff that's on it now, shoes, hats, all that sort of jazz. A lot of that stuff that is hanging up will also go into baggies. There's only maybe 10 or so items that I will likely not bag up. Things like, this has been my example, things like this, kind of Ralph Lauren, it's like a wool Ralph Lauren blazer that will, you know, stay hanging up. But like maybe this jacket will stay hanging. Things that are really big and bulky and won't fit are gonna stay hanging, but the rest of it is gonna go into the poly bags, into this box, and then I will eventually, once I have the rest of the boxes made up, do that. So I have a lot of work to do. Some of these things over here need to be steamed, lint rolled, anything that I need to do to make it ready to put into bags and ready to ship out. Good morning. So welcome back to my little vlog thing, trying to get all of my inventory redone basically. So this angle's not really doing much for me. I look kind of a mess, but I'm gonna turn my hair down a little bit here. So I have some things that I'm doing today. First thing is I have a few packages to send off. Next in the back, you might be able to see them. I have about 300 hangers that I literally just bought. I bought them, and then that same day was kind of like my final straw with all the hangers. I was like, I'm done with the hangers. I don't want to hang anything up anymore. So I am now returning $50 worth of hangers. What else? I have a giant bag of coins that I am gonna cash in. And I am next in line to get my Starbucks drink. So that is the deal for today. I am gonna say goodbye real quick, grab my drink, and then I'll be back. All right, so it's been a few hours, and this is kind of where we are right now. I'll do a quick overview. Had some coffee. There's the cat. Lots of hangers in there. I have bagged up probably about a quarter of my inventory. I still have quite a few things sitting here, a lot of things over here, and a lot of things in these totes down here. Sorry, my finger's getting in the way. But right now I'm actually going to build up some more boxes and start getting this stuff put away and in my spreadsheet for what box it's in, just so I can have a little bit more space to move on to the rest of it. Okay, so this is the 7:30 update. All of the boxes that I have been built and labeled, with the exception of box Q. I kind of messed up the label, so I'll have to go back and reprint a label for box Q, but I'm definitely gonna have to go back and buy some more boxes, which is fine. I don't have the wood for the shelf yet, but I do have the supports for another shelf at the bottom, so I can go back and get some boxes. But now what I'm gonna do is start putting these items into their baggies. So I have a couple items up top that I can put in baggies as well. But for the most part, everything that was on this side, with the exception of a couple items that I actually found flaws on that I need to double check that I noted in the listing. But with that, everything else is labeled and put into the inventory. So let's just give a little example over here. Sorry, my phone is plugged in. All right, so we'll just do like a real quick example. Let's say I sold this item. Let's do this one. A beach lunch lounge, extra large, colorful long sleeve button down. It's in box J. So all I do is head right here to box J and I can already see it. There's only about 10 to 12 items per box. And that beach lunch lounge one is gonna be right here. And so the way that I pack them all, I pack them so that you can see the label pretty easily. There's only a couple of them that I kind of was like weird to fold with the label showing. But most of them I tried to put them in boxes so that if I pulled this box pretty out, everything, there's not like 4 pairs of jeans in one box. Everything is pretty diverse, I guess. So even if someone just said, hey, it's the polka dot item, well, there's only one polka dot item in this box. So I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have like 4 jean jackets in one, or 4 random plaid button downs in one. That's kind of the idea. So like I can go to this one up here is B. Everything is pretty different from one another. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started to get some of these packaged up. Some of these are gonna stay, like this one, I'll probably put this one in a bag, but like this one will likely not go into a bag. I think there's very few exceptions for what will not go into the bag. There's probably honestly only like 5 things that will not fit into a bag, or things that I don't want to push into a bag. So yes, that is about it. I am gonna go ahead and get started. All right, good morning. It is actually Sunday morning. I was not planning on having this time to work, but I ended up going to my kind of like work. I work like the childcare at my local church, and I pretty much got there and they said that there was kind of like a COVID outbreak in the last week. Since I was there, so I came home. So we're gonna be avoiding that situation, but that's okay. So now I have this time to work on my inventory system. I might have to flip the camera around here. All right, so as you can see, this room is still a huge mess, albeit it's getting closer. So I did take everything off of this shelf up here that I had not listed yet. I had a lot of shoes up there that have not been listed. They are now here, waiting to be photographed with the rest of everything else. I have a couple more boxes made up, one thing in plastic in a box. Last night I spent some time putting things into bags, and they are ready to be put into the inventory system up here. Yeah, I still have all this stuff. I want my dad to be able to access his little like shelf over here with all of his knickknacks. He'll be able to see all that again. So that's fun. And I think for now I'm gonna keep all of the pants and things like that still in these containers, just because quite frankly I don't have enough boxes for all of them. But I think that they're pretty well organized and packed in there, so I'm not too upset about having to do that. I am going to get moving. That's about it. That is about it. Oh, and I also have a few more, the very last of my clothing that I need to package and put away into the boxes. There's that. And then I'm debating whether or not to do like things like hats. Those are like my vintage, like this was that I've put in plastic, like folded really nicely and put in plastic. A vintage Christian Dior silk nightgown, and then a vintage Ralph Lauren silk like ruffle blouse. Those two sit here safely. And then these ones over here are more of my expensive gowns in a way. I think one of them is like an Anthropologie like farm dress. One of them is a I can't even remember what they all are, but those are my more like expensive dresses that I didn't want to they're not expensive, they're not like dresses, they're like rayon things that came from like Anthropologie or things that retailed like over 200. I put nicely into paper. Yeah, just because I felt like folding, like hanging them up would be kind of dangerous, especially because I cannot get rid of this friend here. She's just everywhere. So I have all these things that are ready to go into bags. Bags, what am I saying? They are in bags. They are ready to go into the boxes. I've got a few gems here that I can show. I've got this Maeve dress. This one I actually just found. It's a Spell and the Gypsy. I think it's their Delirium jumpsuit. That one honestly retailed for over $200. I just kept it in the plastic. What else? I've got a couple duds here that I've had for a while. A couple sweaters, some Lucky brand. This one is just a silk dress. Yeah, this one's like a wool sweater. There's quite a few things here. This one I listed. I've actually got about 4 or 5 likers on it already. I actually found this at the bins, funny enough. But brand new with tags, Torrid. This is like a brown, it's kind of like a purpley brown dress with polka dots. But yeah, all that is gonna get put into these lovely boxes here. Okay, so it's been a few hours and here is where we are right now. I have the rest of what was hanging up in the corner. Those are all folded into their little plastic baggies and put into their inventory boxes. I was able to fit one more box here up at the top, just a little overhang on either side, but I think it was worth it to get a little bit of extra boxes in. I am missing box Q. I messed up the label for that one, so it's okay. And then Z is down there. I know that little box right there is in the way, but if I need to, I can end up moving it. But for now, I'm pretty happy where it is. I can put some more boxes up here. So another row of boxes will fit up here, and then once I get that shelf in, I'll probably take these ones out from under here, and all of this stuff will fit into the boxes that will go onto those 2 rows. So it's actually been a couple weeks since my last update, and I was actually editing this video and I realized that I never really gave a final update to how everything looked. So you're gonna have to excuse the mess today, but I really wanted to just give that final update and show you kind of the reality of how it looks most of the time. But here's how it looks. Honestly, I'm so happy that I did this. It's so much easier, and shipping things out is so much quicker than it was before, especially because once the clothing is listed, it goes into the bag and I don't have to worry about re-steaming it or lint rolling it because it is protected in the bag for however long it decides it wants to sit before it sells. So with this, there is a little bit of a process here. I do have like a pile of things that I just photographed that are ready to be listed. So these ones are going to sit here for a day or so until I can get those listed. But once they are listed, I move them over here with all of my little baggies. And I put them into their little plastic baggies. So everything is nice, neatly folded into a plastic bag. So that it is ready to be sorted into the inventory system, and it will eventually make its way to its new buyer. So as for what happened up here, I still have a couple things actually listed here. The stuff at the back here is actually my sister. My sister has a few things for sale, so her stuff is back here. I still have a couple jackets that are hanging out here waiting to sell. I think I'm actually going to end up putting those in some sort of garment bag or something just to protect them a little better. And down here we have things that need to be photographed. So these things are kind of ready to photograph. These ones are definitely going to need a bit of a steam before I even think about photographing them. So that's why they are separated. But I still have like some pairs of shoes in here, and obviously the jeans and shorts and things. Up here I did put some pairs of shoes that I have. Some of the other shoes are actually in here. I have a lot of like sandals and other things in there. But other ones, the ones that are more like delicate and could get scuffed easily, I have left those up here. But over there, I have hats. I also have some other like more delicate things, and then more expensive things I have wrapped up in that corner. That's about it. That's kind of the end of this changing up my inventory journey. All right, and with all of that, that is the end of this video. I really hope you guys liked this video. If you have any more suggestions on what you would like to see, please leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you would like to see. I love making these sort of reselling videos. They're a lot of fun, and it's just what I do every day, so it's easy to make. But otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!